camera right there. Good morning. Monday morning, right? It's time to get the show on the road. We're going to get into a fasting, a raw food fast, right? Our goal now is to see if we can go for a raw food fast for the next 4 days. Raw foods, higher frequency foods, high vibe foods. Good morning. Good morning, Marisa. Lovely. Good morning. For the next 4 days, let's try a raw food fast. Can we do a raw food fast? Can we go no meats and dairies, cooked or processed foods for 4 days? Can we do it? No food Monday. Today, no food Monday. Today, can we go 24 hours without food? So I say from Sunday night, after Sunday dinner, we've had our flex meals over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I allow flex meals. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Monday, hey, we've got to have some boundaries. We've got to get back on the horse. We can't continue with flex meals anymore. Monday, let's try 24 hours if we can. No food Monday. I like to start my week with no food Monday. That's at least 24 hours from Sunday night dinner until Monday night dinner. That's at least 24 hours of emptiness. If we can just go water, distilled water, clean water. If we can go distilled water, clean water only, awesome, 24 hours. If we can't just do that, maybe we could go juice. Could we go raw juices? Have you got a juicer? I just put in my juicer, I put ginger and turmeric in there. I put apples and pears in there. I put carrots and beets in there. I put some celery in there. And I make a juice. And I use that for 3 out of 4 days. It might last me for 3 days if I make a juice. So I could have a juice. I could use water as long as I could go. Then I could go juice if I needed something a little bit more. If I needed to go further, I could go more dense into food, more digestive effort. Not a lot, a fruit. A very wonderful eliminator for the body. It helps the body to eliminate. So fruit's the first choice of solid food. And then if I need more, into the vegetable. And then if you're needing heavier, like the avocado, the hummus, the beans, the proteins, the more dense vegetables, the higher density vegetables, right? The heavier ones, the sweet potatoes, right? The potatoes, right? The starchier ones. Those we try to keep those ones. We got to cook those ones. We want to try to keep those cooked ones and processed ones out if we can, Monday to Thursday, as long as you can. Maybe you can go 24 hours. Maybe you can go 48. Maybe you can go 72 hours. Maybe you can go 96. Do your best. I suggest in a 1 to 4 day raw food fast, daily fasting. If we can, emptiness at least 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, 22 hours a day of emptiness. How much emptiness can you eat? Now, how small an eating window can you eat in? This is another big one. See, if I eat in a smaller eating window, then I've got more time in emptiness, a smaller event eating window. Right? So if I eat my dinner at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. If I eat my dinner and then I stay empty without food until the morning, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, the later into the day that I eat my breakfast, the smaller my eating window is. I want to try to keep my eating window as small as I can, so I spend as much time as I can in emptiness, right? I want to spend as much time as I can in emptiness daily. So that fasting time for the next 1 to 4 days. Water fasting, juice fasting if we can, for the first 24 hours. Can we avoid, for the first 24 hours, no food Monday? Can we avoid the heaviest digesting things for 24 hours? Could we go just on liquids for 24 hours, no chewing? This chewing action sends a signal to the body. It's a mastication. It's a jawing. It's a signal from the muscles of the jaw. It's sending the signal of feasting into the body. It comes right down into the core, into the diaphragm. Again with the breath, the same space that we breathe into the belly, the diaphragm, the lower pelvic floor, the lower core muscles. This is all connected to the core, to the movement. This is all connected to sending a signal to the central nervous system. This is programming the being. Chewing is a part of the programming. Just like striking is a part of the fight or flight programming. All of the movements of the body have a programming effect. Changing our food has a massive programming effect. Understanding and realizing that less is more with our food is a habit we only learn through unfooding, by actually pushing away some foods. It's pushing into discomfort. We should always push ourselves into discomfort every single day in multiple aspects of our life, in our physical life, with our physical food, with our physical life, with our physical movements, in our physical life with our physical thoughts, our words, our actions, our habits, our behaviors, our physical life. This is our practice. What do you practice? What is it that you're practicing? What are you practicing physically, mentally, emotionally? What's your practice? Are you practicing self-care? Are you practicing self-love? This is talking about practicing self-care and self-love. This is a give and a receive with life. This is a love. This is a harmony balancing with your life. A fooding and an unfooding, a stopping and a going with our food, a stopping and a going with our food, just like everything in life has to have that sort of stop and go to it. The first 24 hours, if we can, if we could stop chewing, if we could stop sending that signal, if we get our nourishment only from water or from raw juice, pasteurized juice, soup if you need it even. If we could avoid chewing for 24 hours. Can you avoid chewing longer? Could you go on liquids for 2 or 3 or 4 days? On a water fast for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days? Is it possible? It's to see what actually is possible for yourself. It's just to push yourself a little bit in outside of your comfort zone and stretch yourself here a little bit, because in the absence of food, there's really nothing available except for the energy that's within you or the energy that's around you. And now if you can, stay empty long enough that you can begin to actually sense and feel that emptiness around. No, that doesn't happen the very first time you have a fast. But if you practice your fasting, you'll become more and more sensitive to the energy flow that is here. It's in the emptiness that our body's most still. In the emptiness, in the digestive rest, in the stillness of body, you create a stillness of mind. In the stillness of body and mind. In the physical stillness, thought stillness, physical stillness, digestive stillness. In this great stillness, we find the more subtle energies, the flow of the more subtle energies, which is necessary to find your natural self-loving flow in every moment of your life. If you want to talk about being in perpetual bliss, kind of in a constant harmony with life. It's a goal, right? You have to think about it, speak about it, right? Strive toward it, right? Think about it, speak about it, strive towards it. And as you go towards it, things will happen, but you just receive them in your very best way. And that's what it's about. It's not about being perfect. It's not about everything's gonna be perfect. It's not about like stuffing things away that aren't perfect. It's about embracing all things. It's about embracing all of it, not shoving away the darkness, not shoving away the fear, but I'll actually calling it up, calling it all up, inviting it all up. And instead of seeing it fearfully this time, I embrace it and I put it out and I express it positively. Because I felt fear, and that's what inspired me to even do this right now. Right? So it's to take the fear. It's to take the fears and transmute them, lift them up in frequency and vibration. Lift them up intentionally. Think about it, speak about it, imagine it, right? To imagine things as you want them to be. Speak about things as you want them to be. Gas and brake your life, change your life to make it into a new physical reality for yourself. We're doing this with movement, we're doing this with breath, we're doing this with food, we're fasting for the next 4 days by moving to the higher frequency foods. So we're reducing the more dense foods, the proteins and the fats are the most dense foods. The cooked and processed foods are the lowest frequency foods. The lower frequency foods. We're going to try to take a little bit of a rest from those. We're going to try to reduce those. Right? So Monday to Thursday, let's try and see if we can take a low frequency food break. A low frequency food holiday. A low frequency food retreat. A low frequency food. A low frequency inactivity. A low frequency thought. A low frequency emotional break. Let's take a fast from all of these things. Let's try to focus on high frequency foods, high frequency thoughts, high frequency words, high frequency imaginations, feelings. Let's try to focus on those for these 4 days, the better part of our week, the better part of our work week. As long as we're in the better part most of the time, I say you don't have to be perfect. You just need to be a little bit more perfect than imperfect. Then we'll give ourselves a few correction days. Next weekend we'll relax, and again, here we go. No food Monday today, guys. Trying to go 24 hours without solid food. Can we just go water? Can we just go raw juice? Can we go pasteurized juices? Can we go soups? For 24 hours, can we go longer with just juices? If we need more, we're going into fruits, right? Can we go on water, juice, and fruits? Can we go water, juice, fruits, and vegetables? Raw vegetables until Thursday? Can we just go water until Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Can we just go juice until Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Whatever level you want to do it at, let's try to keep it raw foods. Let's try to keep it raw foods for 4 days. Just see, practice, experiment, test it out for yourself. It's your own self-experiment. It's like, I'm going to go raw foods for 4 days, and you know what? You may see wonderful things right away. You may also see like some things that are, whoa, really crazy might happen inside of your digestive system. all around you, energetically, sleep, feeling, all sorts of things could change. And you just have to adjust for yourself. And if you have any questions and if you need any help, you just reach out to me. That's what I'm here to do, is to support you. Send me an email or leave a message underneath this video if you need some help, if you want some accountability, if you want to talk about it, if you want to speak about it, if you want to have a personal call about any of this, please reach out to me. If you want to make yourself accountable, please do that. It's a 4-day raw food fast. It's trying to eat in a small window. It's trying to drink distilled water, a clean water flush, I'm calling it. I'm encouraging you to drink distilled water, 3 to 4 liters a day, distilled water for the 4 days. If you can. If you can't use distilled water, second best would be to use spring water for me, but I would encourage you to use distilled water. I would always encourage you to change. Distilled water is a change of polarity, a change of frequency, vibration, chemical balance in the water. It's a different pH to spring water. It has no sediment. It's very clean water. It's natural water. I would suggest a distilled water flush for the 4 days if you can. 3 to 4 liters of distilled water. Daily fasting. 16, 18, 20 hours. What can you do daily? The first 24 hours if you can. From Sunday night until Monday night, can we go 24 hours without solid foods? No food Monday. Try that one. And then see how long can you go without solid foods. And if you have to do solid foods, start with juices. Move to fruits. Can you do it on fruits and juices for a couple of days? If you need to add vegetables, add vegetables. And add whatever you need at any point. But can we try to go raw foods in a small eating window for the next 4 days? This is a raw food detox. It's a 4-day raw food detox. It's a detoxification, purification. It's a rising up in vibration of food, a practice of higher thought, practice of higher word, practice of movement. It's a physical, it's a mental, it's a psychological, it's an energetic lift in our energy. It's an energetic lift in our energy. Let's practice it for the next 4 days, and then we'll relax Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and allow ourselves to have some flex meals on the back end of this week. Okay? No food Monday today. 4-day raw food fast. If you need any help, if you need any accountability, reach out to me. If you eat out, if you're going to be eating out, if you're eating anything heavy, if you're eating heavier meals, if you're still into heavier meals, then one of those meals per day, try to have it later on into the day. So I'm going to stay empty right up until the end. If I'm having anything before that heavier meal at all, it would just be like raw juice. It might be fruit. That would be all I would eat before if I knew I was having a heavier meal that day. Or I would try to not eat anything at all until that heavier meal and just have a little bit of juice or something before it. That would be it, you know. That's how I would deal with still eating heavier meals. But this is a raw food challenge, if we can, for 4 days. If we can, trying to reduce that heavier cooked and processed stuff as much as we can, or get it down to once a day if we're still there. Awesome. If we're still there, I love you, and I love you there. And if that's where we're at, that's awesome. What we want to do is make sure we just keep it to once a day then. Once a day if we're still at the cooked and processed foods or the meats and the dairies, right? We love you wherever you're at, but the point is that we're all trying to move into a higher frequency space, a less dense space, right? It's honoring both sides of ourselves, the physical self and the higher frequency bit of ourself, which would be not the bone and the muscle and the meat, not the physical bit of me, but the spiritual energetic self, which is more like the fluids, the waters, the fruits, the water-based foods, or no food at all, because the energy actually it doesn't eat. You know, the energy of the universe, it doesn't require food. It is food. So it's to actually switch and realize that there is another source of energy here. And this is an introduction to it. That's what No Food Monday is all about, was just an initiative that I had to have people feel and experience the benefits of fasting. Right? How can you lose? Fasting has been here since the beginning of time. Fasting won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2016. It's ancient and it's modern. It's trending. It's current. It's the way that the body heals itself naturally. It's less is more mentality, right? It's just getting into alignment with the natural force that is here, and the natural force needs nothing, right? It doesn't require something from the outside. It's inside, it's within, right? Connecting to the energies that are within, balancing the energies that is within. It is not really about food. It's actually about unfooding. Our life has become all about food, food, food. We've been programmed to be all about food, food, food. We need to practice no food, no food, no food, no food. Just a little practice. Whatever we practice, we'll get better at. This is the thing. This is the practice of self-love and self-empowerment and self-care. And part of that is how we eat and not eat. How we move and how we not move. How we breathe, how we think, how we imagine. What we think, what we say, what we do. How we create our life by what we think and speak about. Lovelies. No Food Monday, 4-day Raw Food Challenge. Reach out to me if you need some help. Thank you. Love you. Have yourself an awesome, terrific day.